The perspectives shared by the participants in this podcast are solely their own and not intended as medical advice. For any health issues, we strongly recommend seeking guidance from a licensed professional.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Rare Realities with Madimo Mimo Mokgosi, where we dive into the emotional journeys of individuals living with rare conditions. Yeah, it feels like I've been off for quite some time, but we'll get to that later on. Today's topic is, one of those topics where we don't talk about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Of course, it's June, and the best way to end this month is to raise awareness. It's a time dedicated to breaking the stigma around men's emotional well-being and encouraging men to seek help, with numerous organizations highlighting support, resources, and community events throughout the month. I am not alone, of course. I have a special guest. We've been fighting on how to introduce him, but I'm going to introduce him however I want because I can. So it's a friend, not even a friend, a brother, a doctor, Dr. Tshiamo Nakanyane.
Hi, Madimo.
Welcome to Rare Realities.
Thanks for having me. I didn't want you to introduce me as Dr. Tshiamo Nakanyane simply because the topic at hand is male mental health.
Yes.
I'm a doctor, yes. For those who know, I am a gynecologist, but this is not the topic today, right? I also didn't want you to mention the doctor part simply because my opinions today will not be medically related, or they will not be specifically medical. Mm-hmm. So I want to remove the doctor in me from the conversation itself, so that we can actually just focus on what it is that we want to discuss here today.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I'm calling you a doctor is because you had that DR. But yeah, so Tshiamo,
yes.
Please tell us about yourself, who you are, beside being a DR,
okay, good.
and what this topic is to you.
Okay, interesting. Introducing myself without mentioning that I'm a guy who is from a small town, actually a village near a small town of Kuruman in the Northern Cape. Most people don't know where it is. People hear about it here and there, but yeah, that's where you'll find some of the best people you'll meet, like me. I grew up there, and then I practically moved to Bloem for my studies. From there, I've been in Gauteng for the most part, went back and worked in Kuruman, and then came back this side. So I've now settled this side, and this is where I'm growing my home currently. Young adult navigating through life, balancing through the struggles of life versus actually celebrating the wins, because we often think that the struggles are what define us. And when we struggle, we dwell in the struggle. But when we win, we tend to feel like we don't deserve the wins. And that's where usually the imposter syndrome thing comes in. And I am trying to learn to enjoy my wins as much as I enjoy my struggles.
When it comes to men's mental health, what do you think? And I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, of course. And what makes you think that men do not want to talk when they're going through something?
It's tricky. It's tricky because I think most of us already know what the next person is going to say. I think, or at least we think we know what the next person is going to say. A lot of times you're bothered by the same thing over and over and over again. Then you speak about it once, you know the person says this. So next time you're like, he's going to say this or she's going to say this, and you leave it at that. That's one. Number two, a lot of things that bother us, I think, tend to have a thing of, like, when you speak about it, it's almost like you're exposing yourself and you're putting yourself in a position of weakness in a way that this can be used against you, right? And this might sound like paranoia, but for most men, they've experienced it either firsthand or they've seen somebody going through that, where you trust somebody with yourself and you open up to them and they turn around and use that against you. So that's also a difficulty that I think many men find in terms of speaking out. I think the other thing is, at some point it starts feeling like you're just nagging and seeking attention. It feels like it, right? So you tend to just go through life with it and you figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say it's how men, or like, okay, a boy was brought up, like,
Yes.
not being able to talk?
Quite likely, because many of us grow in environments where we're told that men up, right?
Munahali.
Yeah, munahalli or munaolasinku, which means you cry inside.
Yeah.
When there's a funeral, your family, you are not allowed to break down as a man. In many households, it's like that. As a man, regardless of what you stand there and you become strong for the whole week in preparations for that thing. While you know somewhere, somehow it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
You break. Sometimes it doesn't. Yes, actually, maybe a lot of times it doesn't. But when you've seen somebody being mocked for crying at a time where it was difficult for them, you're going to think, if this happens to me, if I break, they're going to mock me too. So it's, and I'm just generalizing right now, right? And I'm making this one particular example, which is, I think, a very common one, where, I mean, the funeral, right? The affected men, they're not there. Everything, right? Those things are heavy, the way I see it. They're very heavy, and I don't think, and from there you just get up and you're like, this is life. It is what it is. It has happened. And you don't get to sit and reflect and actually mourn simply. Yeah. We resort to our many different coping mechanisms, our many different outlets. Some are quite unhealthy, I would say. But we figure it out. Most of us go through life with undiagnosed mental diseases because we never find time to speak to anybody about it. We don't want to speak about it, for that matter. Sometimes you just want to, where the hurt comes from, but you want to leave it alone.
True.
Because you've got this and this and that you also need to take care of.
Yeah.
So there's the burden is, I guess, double folded, because you need to take care of yourself. But again, there's also other things that are expected of you. And it's easy to turn around and say, but you are inflicting this on yourself. Speak up, open up, speak to us, right?
Yeah.
Then you start doing that, and then it doesn't do anything. Like, people go like, okay, I hear you. It'll be fine. That's the common thing.
Yeah.
So that's the common thing. So what are you doing about it? What's the plan from here? You've already spoken to yourself about these things, and now it really just comes off as, okay, it's still just me.
I feel like men feel like they are alone, and women I'm sorry to say this, play a big role in contributing to the men's mental health. And I'm saying this because we're putting so much pressure on men. A man must do this. It's always I saw a post the other day where a guy says to the lady, this is what they're going through, and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I think I need a new bag. You see, it's always, it's never.
And even if it was a skit,
yeah,
those things actually do happen.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
And then after that, life goes on.
And the sad part is that the, what do you call it? The suicidal rate, I think 80% is men.
Yeah.
But how do we change that?
First of all, I'm going to pass it. What I learned.
Okay.
I think I speak under correction because this was a long time ago, but I think women attempt suicide more than men do, but men get it right more than women do.
Ooh.
So men have a very decisive plan when they commit suicide. They know that I'm doing something, I'm going to make sure that this is it. There's no second try. Most men get it right the first time. So that's why I think that the rate is also higher for men. The other thing, obviously, is just what we were talking about, that we don't talk. And you'll never know. You will never know when a person is about to commit suicide.
No.
That one I can tell you for free. I've experienced it with a friend, a lady, some years back, and it tore me inside because I had been speaking to this person and I had spoken to her not so long before. And we spoke about her mental disease and everything. And she was well aware of what was happening with her. She was going through all the therapy and getting all her meds and stuff. And at some point it was like, so there's also that element of mental disease where no matter what you do, try, it's almost like it's a terminal disease.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know after this talk, the gents that are listening, are they going to be like relating to what I'm saying? Will they then say, but do we need to speak to somebody? I personally do believe that it's important to speak to a professional.
True.
You need guidance in terms of how you treat your hurts.
Yeah.
Mental disease is just as physical disease. It's just as cancers or other medical illnesses, because they can be treated or managed. In some instances, they are terminal, where people do commit suicide, where regardless of what the psychiatrist gives, regardless of what's recommended by the psychologist, it's just not enough, and they end up taking their own lives. So, and it is like that. And until you have suffered through some form of mental disease, you do not have any idea of what the people who are suffering from mental illness are going through.
Yeah.
So a lot of people judge from that that point of privilege to have not suffered real mental disease.
Yeah.
Where were we? I think I digressed.
How do we get you guys to talk? And
You know what? You know what's the best time for men to offload? When it's just men.
Do you guys talk to...
We talk, but I won't say, I won't be like, Joe, hey, this man, we won't have a conversation on my mental illness or whatever is bothering me. We won't have a full-on conversation on, it won't be a counseling session for Tshiamo, right? It won't be me breaking down every single aspect of what's bothering me. What we do, we compare notes. Simply just compare notes. Hey, this month, these days, things are tough. You are going through difficult times financial. All of us, when we look at each other, we're fine. We seem to be okay. And then you start we start having the deep conversations, and they light, but they deep. Like, we'll make jokes about stuff, but it's serious things. But we actually compare notes. So you will start, maybe somebody will say something about how hard finances have been lately, past few months. And then somebody says, hey Joe, now this month, my salary, I know, or there's going to be negatives.
Yeah.
And then another person, and then you're like, oh, I'm not alone, Mus.
Mm.
And then you start trying to figure out, how are you doing it? How are you keeping it together? And you realize, most of us just go through life because of the mindsets that we have. There's a saying, I love cliches and motivational quotes. But I also tend to scrutinize them also. There's a saying that the same hot water that boils the egg softens the potato, something like that, right? So it's a matter of what you're made of that determines how you deal with stress, right? We are all different. So some of us have we will have the same stresses, but it will affect me differently from the next person. But for me, generally, when we're sitting and comparing notes, and I feel like I'm drowning in my problems, and I see what 2 or 3 other guys are having the same problems as me. I mean, I'm not just listening, I'm also sharing and agreeing, right? I actually realize I just need to harden up and not,
Yeah.
And that's and that becomes that.
I'm better.
But we are okay. Sometimes you realize that somebody's actually doing far worse than you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why am I even crying? I've got this. I'm okay. The thing is, it actually does work. And now, please,
but don't you think it's
can HPCSA not come for me? Can people not say this is a doctor giving this opinion and whatnot?
Yeah.
But I do think that men spending time just as men helps. It's actually quite good. There's actually studies that have shown this. But I'm just saying, can people not prosecute me for saying this as if I'm discounting therapy by a psychologist and psychiatrist? I definitely do agree that they are important. But I'm telling you now, those outlets.
Spending more time with your male friends. Esmajita, ladies. Esmajita, now we know. When they say Esmajita, then they're in the same room discussing how they feel. And it's more of the therapy.
And for some guys, it's just taking time out of your norm.
Yeah.
Taking time for your usual stresses. And you just go and we actually just become boys. We go out there and become little children, literally.
Yeah.
We become little, responsibilities out the window. Obviously still within some form of responsibility, but we tend to just want to be just one weekend, not being responsible for anything or thinking about anything that's important.
Yeah. I think somehow we need to change the way we do things and how we were brought up. Because I'm saying this, I just thought of my neighbor. I mean, I was young. I was in primary when my neighbor was in grade 10. And this one day, he took his life. He went to school, took his dad's gun, and took his life. And I'm thinking now, he was still young, but already he felt like there was so much weighing on him, but he couldn't talk. I mean, he couldn't talk to his parents. He couldn't talk to his friends. None of the people could understand. And like you said, people, you never know when someone is going to take their lives. And I've seen it with my mom as well. We woke up, we thought it was a day, any other day, but now, do you think it's advisable to teach this in schools as well? Because I feel like parents are not doing enough to let that little boy speak up, the bullying, and that's when we somehow solve the problem from the foundation.
Look, it's all good and well to introduce a lot of these things in schools. They'll definitely break some barriers.
Yeah.
But I think the real work is from home.
Mm.
The real work is from home. children, yes, they spend most of their days in school and with their school friends under the guidance and guardianship of teachers and whatnot. But they learn who they become. They learn that from home.
True.
How they treated, they learn that from home. How they guided, they learn that from home. Often, especially these days, I feel, and I'm not a parent, I'm not judging anybody.
Not a parent.
I feel like
Yet.
I honestly feel like
No.
I honestly feel like I'm gonna get shots at me first. But anyways, I think some strictness is important, yes.
Yeah.
But also hearing your children out, guiding them right, and not letting them choose to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's very important to leave a child to discover life on their own and make their own decisions and make up their minds about what life is without guidance of a parent. It's really an injustice. And I think a lot of kids have been allowed to be that.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be a rot that's it's already showing in many social settings.
True. Yeah, to be strict, but at the same time building a home where your child can come to you.
Being strict is not abuse, guys.
No, it's not. My dad was very
Being
strict.
strict is not abuse.
But I turned out very well.
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, very strict parents myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I would be lying if I said I'm a normal person. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's normal for that matter. But still, their guidance and their strictness has kept me from a lot of things that would have probably harmed me or derailed me in my life.
Yeah.
So it is important. It is an aspect of parenting that actually needs to be put in place. But now understanding the psyche of your child also is something that parents need to be involved in, both parents also. Because that overall determines how they learn how to navigate through life, deal with life's difficulties, have certain goals and actually strive to get them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we touched based on this one. What does being a man mean in today's world?
Yo.
And how can that definition be toxic?
Being a man... What does being a man mean?
Yeah.
To be frank, there's no meaning of being a man, but people want to give meaning to being a man. And quite often, people who want to define how men should be are people who are not men.
It's us.
Right? Now, I'm not going to be protective of this. I firmly stand against the men who beat up their women, who kill women and all of that, right? It is, in fact, a small portion of men who are like this.
Yeah.
But we all get blanketed, right? All of a sudden, you are at fault for existing. All of a sudden, because you are able to offer assistance to a woman, you are indirectly gaining from somebody else's ill doings. Being a protective man to your family and being praised for being a protective man for your family becomes something that's frowned upon because you are somewhat indirectly gaining from another man's ill doings. The mere fact of just being men, doing what you need to do, you get scrutinized for it, right? And then there's the common indoda must. I laugh at these. I'm always like, why?
Yeah.
Why must this be a man's responsibility?
Yeah.
You know, I'm willing to actually hear people out. I don't completely write off a lot of these indoor must. But if you can substantiate why you say that in a way that makes sense, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I'll obviously reject it. But there's that. And sometimes some of these ridiculous things, some men actually take to heart, and they believe that they actually need to be this person. And they now put pressures on themselves to be able to meet these ridiculous standards.
Yeah.
And that has weight bearing on men themselves. Men should be defining what men or what men should be. It should be us who say, I as a man have to be this and this and this and that. Not women. Right? Not anybody who does not stand and say firmly, I'm a man. You can't turn around and tell me I have to act a certain way just because you think that's the way I should be acting.
Yeah.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
And it's not fair.
Now we're going into the relationship side. Gets deeper.
Can I please
No,
Can I please not apply for divorce? Please.
No, it's still on the men's mental side, because I think when you have a partner, and I'm going to put myself in the situation now. Sometimes you'd find that you can see that your partner is going through something. But how do you approach your partner without them shutting you down? And yes, we understand that the first thing that we need to know is that it's not about us, but reaching out and trying to have your partner to talk. And when they do not talk, we tend to push them. And that ends up with them pushing us away.
Tricky. I've been in many different relationships. I've got many exes.
Oh, I thought I was young. I've got like 3 exes. Well, 2 maybe.
I've got many exes, and I've had different experiences with all of them, right? I bring this in because you asked about partners, and I'm relating to my relationships with, if they see this and they get offended, I'm sorry. There were those that I could speak to quite comfortably, and that never came back in a fight. Then there were those that I once said something or I did something, and when we fight, it becomes a weapon against me. You can already figure out where I was most calm from a mental perspective, or from my emotional perspective, where I felt safe, right? And you can tell where I was going through a lot of things on my own, simply because when I spoke about it, it became something of a weakness or something that's used against me, right? So in any relation, now, obviously relationships, there are relationships that have been going on for years now. The dynamics of that relationship has already been set. So what I'm going to say now won't change much in that relationship, right? But what I want to say is having a supportive partner changes just how well you speak out as a man. Yeah? Usually men who shut things in or who shut down, either they have had, as I said, experiences with women who use that against them, so they won't speak to their partner again about certain things, or the very same partner is the one who actually shut him down. Because at some point he said something and she used that against him. She might not even remember.
True.
Because it happened 10 years ago.
Mm.
But he has kept, from that point till today, he has decided, it's fine, I'll do these things on my own. And chances are she will never be able to get him to open up.
Ever again.
Even if she has changed from the
Yeah.
person she was 10 years ago, it probably won't happen.
It's the trauma.
Yeah. Perhaps couples counseling could help bridge certain aspects of men speaking out. I definitely do believe that group therapy for men probably works very well. I don't know the stats. If there are psychologists and psychiatrists out there who have that information, they can share. But I do think that group therapy for men specifically help.
Would you say men, one, forgive, let go, or just let things be? And I'm saying this from, let's say, like you said, let's say a partner or someone must have done something to them. Yes, they let it go, but they do not forgive, which now kind of builds up.
I don't know if I want to call it the lack of forgiveness, but I think many of us then just decide, okay, this is how things are. It's not that you are holding a grudge.
Yeah.
You just accept this is how things are here. So this is not going to happen anymore.
So men don't confront.
Peace. Peace. I think we value peace a lot, and we also do value quietness a lot. Not silent treatment, though. I know we hate it. Not
You
silent
hate it, but you do it.
But yes, that's toxic masculinity. That is toxic masculinity. Look, I think you just accept this is how things are, and it becomes difficult to change from that, especially if it's something that hurt. It's that thing, if you don't know how a stove works and it's on, you touch it, you get burnt, you'll never touch it again when it's on.
One thing about men, the M is for move. They will move. They will move, whether it's resolved or not. But which is the sad part, because that's where it actually leads to.
Look, we definitely need to reflect. We definitely need to sit with ourselves. Ask ourselves if the way we're living is actually conducive to the relationships that we have with the people we're with. If you stay with your woman and you can't discuss the basics that run your relationship or your household, then you have a serious problem. Because you're with somebody, but you're on your own, and it doesn't work. And if you've accepted that this is the person that I'm going to live the rest of my life with, would you not want to live the rest of your life in an environment that works for you, right? So we definitely need to work on ourselves, and we definitely need to work on the relationships we're in. Just need to bring it back to, we've said women, we do this and whatever, but we are not completely faultless here. There are things that we do that take off the women we are with, partners. There are things that we are not supportive in. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But what I've said before is men understand men, women understand women.
We don't.
But bringing it like this.
Yeah.
Oh, women don't understand women. Oh, okay. Men understand men. Okay. Well, if women don't understand women, then it means then we are also like completely lost then.
Yeah.
But women can never understand men also, right? You can understand the men you live with. You can understand that and accept that this is how things are, this is how can understand him, but you
Yeah.
won't understand the
next
general
man. Yeah.
making of how men behave, generally
Mhm.
speaking. Doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't make sense for women. A lot of women in relationships, when a guy says, I'm going out with the guys, a lot of women will feel like, why was I'm beat? Why am I not going with you? I also want to go out.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily because she wants to spend time with him, but she wants to see who else is there, right? Sometimes it is because she wants to spend time with him. But that time, that particular time, he wants to spend it with his friends.
Yeah.
And that should be fine. And they should be allowed. I love time limajita. Even my wife knows this.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes I overdo it and I try to fix it. I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself. But I enjoy time limajita. And recently, I had for my birthday, I literally, all my different friends.
Took a trip and you didn't invite us.
Yeah, because.
Oh, man.
I literally started a WhatsApp group with different groups of my friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, gents, we're going this time to that time. Let's go.
Yeah.
All excited. We were all like, we're going. Yes, WhatsApp trips generally fail, right? Mm-hmm. But we managed with
they made it out
there
of
were like
WhatsApp.
6 of us. There were 6 of us. And can I tell you, from the 6, there were only 2 guys that knew each other outside this conglomerate that I brought.
Yeah.
Everybody else was an individual friend from a different circle. I've got different friends like that. But point is, we all went there. These guys didn't know each other, but we had a fabulous time.
Yeah.
We had a great time together and it was fun. Came back lighter.
Yeah. Can I jump on that? It's so funny that I think also maybe women are, I'm not going to say women, I'm going to say society is ignorant of mental health, because when we see you guys, I mean, guys can meet for the first time and they have a joke.
Yeah.
They have conversations and you're looking at them like, these people probably know each other. But with women, you have to know someone. So I think it's an ignorance thing that men can take anything.
There is that thing that men can take it.
Yeah.
He's a man, he'll be fine. There's generally that thing around different social spheres where if it's a man doing it, should be fine.
Yeah.
There's that thing. And as much as there's the aspect of trying to have equality where men and women do the same stuff and are compensated the same and everything is done the same equally on either side, there's that thing where generally, and I'm generalizing, because there are some women who do a lot of things better than men. There are women who can fix cars that I can't fix. I'm a man, yes, but I'm not a very handy man. I can use a screwdriver, yes, and a spanner, but at least but a lot of stuff I'd rather give to somebody else to do, right? But there are women who will do these things. So I'm just correcting, or not correcting, I'm just putting that in there, that I'm not necessarily saying that men are always better than women. But I'm just saying that in a lot of instances, when it's a man doing it, it's always like he has to do it right. It's a man. He has to do it. And if he can't, it becomes scrutiny.
I can imagine.
It becomes something that's...
So we cry to men. Who do men cry to?
Themselves. Most time. I cry alone most of my time.
Yeah. And that helps.
It does. I haven't cried in a while. And I think it's because I'm at a point in my life where things are fine-ish. Well, right now, a bit of a dip, but that's fine. But I haven't felt like, I sometimes do feel like I want to cry, but I haven't cried in a long time. Because I haven't been that overwhelmed that I need to cry, I guess. But point is, I think most of us do it on our own. Yeah. Because how about you do a salala? How about the high topic is simulula? Baba wa simulula ka topic a gira mwitsi. A gira mwitsi. Twada. A re no di biri re tlogeleng go bua ka dilo tsa rona. A re thubi di issue today. A re thuba di issue Tshiamo a lela. It becomes a problem.
Yeah.
It becomes a thing that, now you and even if it hasn't happened,
Yeah.
If you make it a regular thing, a thing that you do, it's gonna be something that, and now this is men against men, right? But it's toxic, yes, but that's how we are.
Yeah, I think it's harder for you.
And in a way, I don't know, man. I don't know if we need to be a bit softer with each other, but I don't think we need to at the same time. Here's my friends. If I want to speak, I've got a different. There's this one group. If I want to speak, if there's something that's really bothering me, and I need to speak to them, I don't put it in the WhatsApp group. I tell them individually.
Yeah.
Then they listen. If I put it in a WhatsApp group, it becomes a joke. Right?
Yeah.
So I think we do have safe spaces with
individuals,
with each other individually, but as a group, yeah, we are harsh on each other. But in a way, man, life is harsh. So in a way, we're sort of hardening each other. Gym session. Yeah, that's how we see it. I really don't think we need to adjust much on that. But definitely on an individual basis, on a personal basis, we do need to make sure that we take care of ourselves and also take care of each other.
But the sad part is that you harden so much that you end up cracking.
Yes, and that happens a lot. We did speak about suicide rate of men, and I was saying the other day, and please do not be alarmed. Family, friends, do not be alarmed. But I was saying, if I committed suicide tomorrow, you, my friend, if I committed suicide tomorrow, would you be surprised?
Of course, I'm going to be surprised.
And then you're going to sit with the other friends. And then but guys, the signs were there.
We try to analyze, we're going to
This guy was running 50 kilometers. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's running 50 kilometers a week. Something is there. Something was there, right? This guy was running 50 kilometers a week. All of a sudden, he wants to do things that he was never doing before. He was never doing this. Now suddenly he's doing that. The signs were there. And you know the other things that I do. You'd be like, this and this and that. Guys, we didn't see. Wait. Now, for me, I'm not suicidal. I am far from being suicidal. I've never been suicidal. I've wanted to not live, but I've never been suicidal. And right now, I want to live until I can't live anymore. No? So I'm putting it out there for people who might just suddenly keep checking on me every 2 weeks.
Please give Tshiamo a hug every time
you will annoy me, and I will just ignore you. But my point is, I don't think a lot of things that we do always seem normal, even when you are at the brink of cracking, at the brink of breaking. Everything that you do seems normal. It seems like everything is fine for you. This guy's well put together. He seems fine. Then tomorrow Tshiamo is gone, and then only then you start realizing what we should have picked up.
Yeah.
But also, chances are, what if I'm actually suicidal and I'm saying I'm not? Okay, I should stop that. Rest assured, I'm okay. But my point is, now the point
I
that
will wake
the other,
you up and beat you up again.
the other point, please beat me with my own cops.
I always wanted to beat you up. I will.
Beat me with my own cops. The other thing that I'm actually emphasizing on this is most times when a guy is asked, "How are you doing? Are you fine?" Get sharp. Oh, sure. I'm not. Okay. Maybe then you start asking about this and this and that. Still, like, way by sharp. But when you're having proper conversations, you might actually now start picking up or no. Yeah. But what are you going to do? The only thing that we can do for each other is just lighten each other's load. I think that's it. But it's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
It's a tricky situation. We definitely do not talk. And the common question is, who do we speak to?
Yeah. I think at this point, it's more of just not adding on to what a man could possibly be going through.
It's difficult though.
Because
how do you not add on? How do you not add on? How do you not add on? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Please tell me. Let's say, Mimo, I'm making an example. This is in no way with my wife. But let's say I find a woman, I introduce her to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I do that for her for a good 5 years, 7 years. All is great and well. And then all of a sudden, I go through a financial crisis.
Yeah.
She's been fully dependent on me all this time. Now, suddenly, I can't provide for her. Oh, even if she wasn't fully dependent, let's say she could hold her own, but she didn't need to. She did what she needed to do, but she didn't need to take care of us because she was taken care of. Now, all of a sudden, I can't. There are a lot of things here, right? One, this is a woman who's understanding, and she's there for you, right? Two, this is a woman who's just like, hey, Abut, shape up, or nah, I'm shipping out, right? That's terrible.
Yeah.
But this one is still bad because the understanding woman also hurts because you're going to be like, I need to get her back to her glory.
Yeah.
And you literally just want to do it for her, not for you. You literally just want to make it right for her. And it's going to be a burden that you're going to carry on your own by yourself until you get it. What's that?
Yeah. It's very tough. It's very tough. How do we be how do we
I don't have answers. There's no answers. Now the awareness here is
men are going.
We are at odds.
Yeah.
We are at odds. And men are going through. It's not a rare reality.
No.
This one is a very common reality.
Yeah.
It's a very common reality. Many of us are going through a lot. And I don't think there's a lifeline for most of us. I don't think we have lifelines. I don't think, even if they were all offered up like this, I don't think many of us would actually take them. It's a part of this is a very internal thing. It's a very personalized thing. I would hate for a close friend or a brother to commit suicide without having, to commit suicide after spending time with me and being completely shut out. I would actually probably break if I didn't even pick up that this person could commit suicide. But it's a real possibility. It's a real possibility. And sometimes when I see some of my close people, when they struggle, I always wonder, do I need to be on suicide watch here? because it actually hurts when somebody close to you commits suicide, because it's like, how did I miss this? And you will miss it.
Of course.
You will miss it. Whether it's a guy or a girl, whether it's a woman or a man, you will most of the time miss it. People who are genuinely suicidal do not even seek attention about it.
They don't. It just happens.
It happens. It's a terminal disease that it's like stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. You can try, but ultimately it ends with that. So I think also with that, I actually want for anybody who's ever lost a close person to suicide, just know that there was nothing you could do. Regardless of what you thought you could have done differently, there was absolutely nothing you could do. Once it's there, once it's hit, like, you can try. You will wish that you could have done something differently. You will wish that you could have invited them over more often, or you would have visited them more often, or planned trips with them more often. But even with that, once they are there, often once they are there, regardless of what you do, you can try. Once you know what they're there, you can always keep trying to get them out. But if you fail, you did what you could.
Yeah.
That's that. If they ultimately take their own lives, even if you could see that they could, they ultimately do, there was really nothing that you could do. And I'm not saying this to say, don't take care of your loved ones. Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Please check up on your friends. But checking up on your friends is not really curative to this. It does help. I think it does lighten the load in many instances, but it's often just not enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just spoke to the 10-year-old Mimo, but we could go on, and I really wish that it wasn't a monthly thing. Like, why are we only raising awareness on men's mental health in June? But thank you so much.
It's in November also.
Oh, it's
also part of November.
November.
That's why, you all hate it when I do my November. And I'm doing it this year. You guys will be strong.
I'll also shave my mustache.
I've given you guys enough breaks now. I'm going back to it this year.
Because on Rare Realities with raise awareness, I'll also be shaving my mustache in November. Doing it for the men out there just to show them they're not alone. But thank you so much for coming through.
This was good.
Speaking on behalf of every Maria, we got to, I think now everything is clear. We will never get to the end of it. Because
I don't think so. It's discussions we need to have. And I hope people are not competitive on it and actually try to listen. And many opinions can sprout from this conversation that we've had.
Yeah.
Many can differ from mine, and that's okay. But it would definitely help for us to just try lessen each other's loads. I think that's my take message there.
Listen more, talk less. Tshiamo, is there anything you'd like to share that we didn't talk about?
I don't know. There's actually a lot, but we'll speak forever.
Yeah, we'll speak go forever. You're right.
Hours, if I'm to be honest, I think what you've done right now is sort of give me an opportunity to speak, and I spoke. And from here, I'm gonna shut down. I'm joking. I try. With my friends, I actually do speak out when I'm going through stuff. Some of my friends even be like, late or sharp.
Yeah.
If I haven't said anything in a while, if I haven't complained,
Because now we should be like,
it's like, how sharp.
Where are you? What are you doing?
No, don't worry. Yeah. So, like I said, now people don't need to worry about me. If my mom sees this, she might actually want to call me and check what I'm me. Even my mom-in-law will probably, if she sees this, she'll probably be like, you know,
I know the first people to say.
And I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
Overall, against all the difficulties I have right now, I'm still in a good space and I've got the right support. I don't have problems. Now I'm okay. I can speak to her,
Yeah.
and she listens. She advises. So I'm glad that this is the woman I journeying life with. Yeah? But I wish that many more men had more of this. I really wish that many more men had more of this.
Yeah. To my brother, to my father, to my friends, there's not much we can do, but I just want to send the love and support to each and every one of you. And I hope this episode speaks to each and every one of you, not only men, but women as well. Yeah, be kind. That's all we can say.
Yeah,
be kind.
Let's lighten each other's loads throughout.
Until next time, bye.